out with some of this stuff. But if you'd prefer not to contact me yet and wait a couple months, I'll tell you exactly what you should probably be doing right now if you want to plan for a high sale price when you sell in the spring.
All right, we are back at our Berkshire Hathaway bi-weekly podcast. Standing by in the studio right now, realty expert John Brodeen. How are you on this Friday, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. I'm glad it's Friday.
Yeah.
Big plans for the weekend?
No, not much going on. I think we're going to try to get to Harry's Steakhouse finally.
You'll like it.
We've had a gift card for...
Yeah, we got one for Christmas too, so we're itching to get back in there. I get to go to Reynolds tomorrow.
Oh, what for?
And I'm keyed up about it. Yeah, I'm going to be at the Beehive. I'm going to be emceeing the NOSA banquet.
Oh, okay.
Northern Outlaw Sprint Car Association.
That should be a good time,
sprint cars.
Right?
Yeah, it's going to be we always have a good time when we're at the Beehive. All right, now, we talked a little bit on Wednesday about time in the market versus timing the market. Now, I want to know, okay, right now we're pushing the middle, we're getting up to February. Mm-hmm. Spring, no matter what you think the weather is like now, it is coming.
Yep.
So if you've been heeing and hawing about selling your house and maybe you'd like to sell this spring, put it on the market this spring, we've preached about this time and time again. It's never too early to get a hold of your realty expert, but if I want to sell my house this spring, what should I be doing right now as we're marching into February?
Yeah. So, and I've had plenty of people already, past clients or people who have been referred to me who, they know that what you just said about getting in touch with me early, and they're already calling me, and I'll go out to their house, help them out with some of this stuff. But if you'd prefer not to contact me yet and wait a couple months, I'll tell you exactly what you should probably be doing right now if you want to plan for a high sale price when you sell in the spring. Weather's not going to permit you to do anything outside too much, so let's start inside the house. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start getting rid of extra junk that you don't need anymore, extra furniture that's cluttering up your space. Try to get rid of as much stuff as you can and start paring things down, because if you have a lot of stuff, have a lot of extra furniture, your storage is all used up, this can take a little bit of time.
Sure.
The other thing that you want to give yourself plenty of time to do is, if your carpets are old, getting an install lined up to replace your carpets. This is one of the things that is going to pay off enormously when you sell your home. It gives nobody ever says they like the used car smell or the used house smell. This gives your house that new house smell that you can't really replicate any other way.
So I just want to interrupt you for a second. Now, if you are going to put new carpet or new floor in your house before you put it on the market because it needs it, what do you do? Because what if somebody comes in and they say, well, I don't like that color? You just kind of stick with a neutral color, or what do you do there?
Yeah, so that's a common thing that people say. It's a common reason why people want to leave their old ratty stuff. But it's actually hard to go wrong, and if you're looking for advice on what to pick out, I can help with that.
Okay.
I know what's on trend. I know what appeals to the masses of buyers, and it's actually pretty simple.
You guys do know everything.
Yeah, there's a reason that when home builders stage up model homes, they don't leave the flooring unfinished.
Sure.
They put popular neutral choices in there. Same thing with paint colors too. So a lot of times carpet installers are pretty backed up schedule-wise. So it's good to try to get that in place now, because if you wait till spring to do that, you might have a hard time getting it in time, and you might miss that hottest month or 2 months of the year.
Okay.
So painting, you also want to take a little bit of time with this. If you have any dark colors, bright colors, weird colors, old paint that just has kind of, began to discolor with time.
70s is gone, people.
70s is gone. Wallpaper you want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Anything that's not completely up to date, you want to repaint in a neutral color, and the name that you want to look for is greige. That's what's the most in.
Okay.
It's basically either cooler tones of beige. Gray and beige mixed. It's super neutral. It goes with a lot of stuff. It's what a lot of builders put in their new constructions and model homes. And just trust me on this. This is going to help you out massively, because if you have, a burnt orange wall or a maroon wall or something like that.
Bright green.
Yeah, this isn't a personal attack on anybody, but that's not exactly the style that the buyers are looking for anymore. So that's another thing that you want to do. So we've gotten rid of some furniture. We've gotten rid of some extra junk. Any little finish and trim issues, a hole in the drywall here, a hole in the door there, a piece of trim that's fallen off, light switch covers that are missing, light switch covers that are mismatched. Let's say your outlets are almond colored and your
and these are just
plates are
cheap
white.
little things that are easily to replace yourself.
Yeah. Go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, find any little things. You walk past them every day, so you can become a little blind to them. But a person touring your home is not going to be blind to them.
Right. Okay.
So get on all those little tiny fixes. It's going to make a big difference. Before doing any large projects, this is where I'd encourage you to contact me to make sure that what you're planning to do is going to pay off, that you're not spending too much or going too cheap. Depends on what type of house you're in, and it's going to be very specific. If you're in a $250,000 house and you want to do a marble steam shower that's going to cost you $30,000, and you think that you're going to get that back and that buyers are going to love that, you're selling a $250,000 home. It's not going to get
right.
You're going to get lucky if you get 50 cents on the dollar back for that money. That you spend.
Sure. Let the new buyer do it if they want, as long as you got a nice looking bathroom and a shower.
Yep. And it's good to update it.
Sure.
That's funny that you mentioned that. My general rule of thumb is you don't want to let the new buyer do it, because the majority of home buyers, especially like the newest generation of home buyers, unless you get somebody with a construction background, they are scared by projects, and they're going to be light on cash after they buy a house to begin with. So selling a move-in ready home where they don't even have to touch a thing, they don't even have to paint when they get in, is how you're going to appeal to the masses and get top dollar for it.
Okay.
So new is always good, new stuff. But consult me about the level of finishes that you want to do if you have some projects planned and if you need to do some remodeling. Okay, so when weather permits, you want to like pressure wash the outside of your house, clean the windows inside and out, clean your screens, clean up your soffit area. There's oftentimes like cobwebs where the siding meets the soffit, and that's like the overhang for people who don't know what a soffit is. Clean the door jambs. Oftentimes those get really dirty and dusty, especially from the winter. Everything around your front door you want sparkling clean, even on the outside. We're gonna clean up your landscaping. So you're gonna clean up your rock beds. If you have rock beds, you're gonna add fresh mulch. If you have mulch beds, get all those leaves and nasty stuff out of there from wintertime. You're gonna get your yard looking really good.
Dog poop.
Yeah, you don't leave dog poop out. If you have spots from your dog, try to hit those with some seed early in the spring. Water like crazy. Try to get your lawn looking as good as possible, because this also takes a little bit of time.
Sure.
So our lawn's looking good. The house is super clean. Any chipped and peeling paint, if you don't have maintenance-free windows or maintenance-free siding, you want to clean up any chipped and peeling paint, repaint those areas. If you have damaged siding, damaged window trim, damaged soffits, maybe you got to get a handyman over there, but you want to fix all that stuff up. That stuff's pretty visible, and it gives the impression of a poorly maintained, neglected house.
Yeah, first impressions are huge.
Just like when you see a house with an overgrown lawn and weeds in the yard and banged up soffits, the inside could be meticulous, but you assume that owner has just checked out.
Right.
Not the type of house you want to buy. So, we're cleaning out the rock beds. Oh, and then after this, now you're just going to add some decorations, potted plants by the front door area, a nice little welcome mat. Depends how much space you have. You might even have room for a couple chairs or a couple little outdoor furniture pieces by your front door. On your deck, you want to put out your outdoor patio furniture, your potted plants, get everything looking really good, really clean. Think of the person who has the most pride of ownership in your neighborhood, what their house looks like on the outside. Their lawn's meticulous, their flowers look great, their deck is amazing. Try to copy them, even if it's just for a couple months.
Sure,
because that's the type of house that people want to buy.
So what happens if you're trying to sell your house and you've gone through all this work in your yard and your house is beautiful, but the neighbors on each side of you are schleps and they haven't done anything to their house? It's either going to make your house look that much better, or could it make it worse?
It's probably going to reflect poorly on your house if that's the case. Doesn't
Right.
mean you shouldn't try though. It's still going to be better to do this stuff than to not do it.
Right.
And it's probably just more of a reflection of the neighborhood that your house is in.
Okay.
You know, if you're in one of those lower price points, you still want to do everything to make it look amazing. And chances are the other homes that you're competing against in your price range, the houses next to the competing homes also don't look good, but you can make yours stand above and, head and shoulders above the crowd if you show that you really care about it this way.
And most of these things, I know you don't need even to be that handy. But I mean, as getting rid of the clutter and stuff, maybe you want to do some painting. Anybody can really paint. It's not that difficult to do. Light switches, outlets, things like that. Again, you don't really need an electrician to do all of that stuff. Cleaning up the house, the windows, the door jambs, the yard, throwing a little grass seed down, decorate with some. All of this stuff is the average guy or gal can do most of this stuff without having to hire it out, and it's going to help in the long run.
Yep. You might see people who are insanely busy with their job just decide to hire some of these things out just for time's sake. But the average person can, you got a couple months to get this stuff done. Chip away at one project every weekend for a little bit. And when it comes to lining up, your carpet contractor, that's one phone call. That might be the first thing you do. And then while you're waiting for them to come, that's when you start getting rid of that extra furniture, leaving your nicest items, getting rid of the other stuff, figuring out storage. Organizing is another big thing. This is going to help you because if your storage isn't organized, it's going to make the appearance that you don't have as much storage in the house. So having the storage organized, having the kitchen organized, having the bathrooms organized, you can buy organizers that are going to make it look great,
And you can always hire a lawn care company, or you could get the neighbor kid. You know what? Hey, I'll give you $20. You keep this lawn mowed all summer long. Because if you're gone or if you work, mad hours, and all of a sudden you have Sunday to mow, it could be too late. Well, then if you mow it when it's too long, then you got a big mess. Then you got to get rid of all that. You got to bag and all that stuff. So just basically keep it up on it.
Yeah. And if you get it looking perfect and you have to move, let's say, before the house goes up for sale, that's something where I can continue checking on it and recommend things that need to get done. Like I remember last summer, there was a house that was listed with a different agent before me, and it was on the market for like 6 months, and the people had already moved out of state. And I don't know how often the agent was checking on it, but when I went over there, I saw a whole bunch of things that could be improved to make it look less like a vacant house.
Sure.
Cleaning the siding, getting the walkways cleared, redoing the mulch a little bit, getting rid of weeds, stuff like that. And it actually sold in like one day once I got all that stuff done and took it over.
It's amazing. I mean, all you got to do is you can go to your local hardware store and buy the stuff that hooks up to your garden hose. And if you've got steel or vinyl siding, you spray it down and that stuff works really well.
Yep. Yeah.
Tons of things you should be doing now if you want to sell this spring.
Yes, you're right.
And now, again, what we have talked about a billion times is if you plan on selling this spring, we should probably get a hold of you.
Yep. I'll be able to help you and try to make this process more efficient for you. I can provide you with contacts if you are looking at hiring this stuff out. I have a large network of people that I can put you in touch with and take some of that stress off of you. I do this all the time for people.
So the guys that'll do the flooring, the electricians, the roofers, the lawn care guys. I mean, that's part of your job being a realty expert. All of this stuff. So get a hold of you now if you want to sell this spring.
And also I'll help you with the value and the if you are thinking of making some little projects, helping you make sure you get the most bang for your buck when you sell. So,
all right, realty expert John Brodeen. John, how does somebody reach you? Maybe they want to sell their house this spring.
Yeah, check me out on all the social media platforms. 701-213-5428 is my cell phone number. Call or text me. I'd love to talk if you are thinking about selling this spring.
All right, thank you very much, John, and have yourself a groovy weekend, man.
Yeah, you too, John.
All right, there you go. That's your Berkshire Hathaway bi-weekly podcast, your realty expert, John Brodeen. Things you should be doing if you want to sell this spring. Watch the show. Get a hold of this guy, all right? He is a realty expert. Until Wednesday, there you go, your Berkshire Hathaway bi-weekly podcast. Have yourself a great weekend, everybody.